Hi, everyone, and welcome back to E-Schoolhouse Presents The Voice of Experience. I'm very excited today to introduce you to a young mother, a very busy mother of an almost kindergartner and a preschooler, and she can tell you all about that. But I wanted to get her perspective on how she's dealing with things right now. So let me introduce you to Miss Tori Caballero. Tori, say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Okay, so Tori, my first question for you is tell us about your life with your children before the pandemic.
Sure. We normally, a normal Monday through Friday day for us is get up, get ready for school, have breakfast. I pick up my son's best friend. They're in the same class, so we carpool to school, drop him off, bring my 3-year-old home. We go to our stroller workout with our neighborhood community. It's free for military if you live in the housing. So we go to our stroller workouts, and that's where she gets to interact with her friends. I get to interact with my friends, and we get to be outside for an hour on a free play date. Pick up Ryder, and he literally comes in the back door and out the front door to see his friends, and he plays with the neighbors until it gets dark, and we come in, have dinner, and my husband will come home from, he's in the Navy. He comes home from his ship late at night, and then normal bedtime routine, and do it all over again the next day.
I see this is gearing up. I see you're very social. And with these
Yes.
kids, you're out and about. So tell us now, what is your life like?
So now we just trying to stick to a bedtime. It's kind of hard to bribe them when you can't say you have school tomorrow. We have to go to bed. So going to bed whenever, waking up when the sun comes up, and just my husband normally would go to work every day. Now he's going to work every 3 days, just when he has duty. So he's home more. My son's obviously home more, not going to school. We don't have our stroller workouts anymore. We can't play with the neighbors. So we're inside. Ryder is doing like distance learning on the computer. He has his Zoom calls with his class, but for the most part, it's me bribing, threatening, trying to convince him to do some schoolwork. But yeah, that's our life.
Wow. Wow. So you say bribing and threatening to do schoolwork. What kind of work is he being asked to do?
They've shared some apps to use, like Starfall. It's got reading and colors and numbers, and he just kind of reviewing what he already knew.
Mhm.
He's asked to do, there's an app called Seesaw where the teacher will post assignments, and he has to color a picture, label the picture, write a sentence about the picture, and then he holds it up on the computer and makes his own little video describing his picture. And then that's his submission for the week.
Mhm.
Um, Reading at home, I made flashcards for sight words, but getting him to sit down and practice writing, he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm at home. I'm going to go play. So we now, instead of workbooks and the packets that were sent home, I'm like, how about you write a letter to your grandma? Like, so now he has pen pals, and that's his writing. He doesn't know that he's practicing his writing, but he's writing letters to people that need some letters that are sitting at home just like us.
Well, that is very clever. That's
Thank you.
very clever. I mean, one of my mantras with the E-Schoolhouse is to just tell parents you are the primary teacher of your child and you are the expert on that child. And so here you go. You recognize that him working on worksheets, and I mean, worksheets aren't learning. I just firmly believe that.
Yeah.
But recognizing that he's not going to do it, but he loves his grandmother, so of course he's going to write her a letter. That's good for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good for you.
Figured we had a lot of relatives sitting at home.
Yeah.
They might want to write letters to Ryder.
Yeah, that's great. That's very smart of you. So what is something that you need right now to support you while you're trying to help him?
The greatest thing I think Ryder thrives on that we are not doing right now
Mhm.
is structure. So before it was you're out the door at 7, you're at school learning by 8 a.m. I pick you up at 2, you come out, like they're used to that repetition and that schedule. And right now it's, I'm bored, what can I do? Oh, here's this, go do this. Like I need we all need structure. And I wish that I could be like, hey, it's noon, let's sit down and read while Rainey might take a nap, who's my 3-year-old. He's just like, I don't want to. And it's just kind of easier sometimes to be like, all right, then just go. We'll do it later. Like,
Yeah. Well, you don't want to always have constant arguments in your house.
no. Picking my battles lately.
Well, sure. So when he's working on these things for school, when you can get him to do it, how do you know that he's doing that he's actually learning what he's supposed to learn?
I guess whenever he is doing like these apps that the teacher shared for him to do,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets it and he gets excited, or I signed up both kids for the ABC Mouse app again, and
Mm-hmm.
when they get tickets they get super excited and they go buy virtual hamsters. And I mean, I guess when it clicks, you can kind of see that light bulb, like, oh, okay. And so and then with the letter writing, he writes 3 letters to 3 different grandmas in his life. And by the 3rd letter, he's not looking at the example anymore. Like, he's just doing it. So,
Okay, so I just want to point something else out. You are a natural teacher, because you could see by the 3rd one, he's not even looking at the example anymore. Yeah, you noticed that. Good for
yeah.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, but see, that's just it. That's my biggest thing is I talk to so many parents who are like, I'm not a good teacher. My kids, they won't learn from me. Well, but look at what he's learning from you. I mean, I applaud you for that. That's really
Thanks.
great. So structure is something that you've identified that you need,
Mhm.
but you haven't put it in place
Yeah,
because,
not fully. I think it's just finding a balance between both kids. Rainey's used to her life. There's been many mornings where she's like, let's just take Ryder home, like take him back to school. And I'm like, I wish I could take him back to school so we can sit here and watch our movies. But like, Ryder's got to do his work. If you want to do something, let's do your stuff. But sitting down with everyone, all 4 of us, because my husband, when he's off work, he doesn't want to do stuff. So yeah, so sometimes they're like, Dad's home, I just want to play. And I'm like, it's Thursday, like, you
yeah,
gotta do some schoolwork. So
yeah,
we all need to get on gear to what's best for everyone, just to get
sure.
through into the summer. Because right now I'm like, Ryder, you gotta learn this stuff if you want to go to kindergarten. And he's like, I don't want to go to kindergarten. Like,
Well, because he doesn't really know what that means,
yeah.
but if he sees all his friends going.
Yeah, so that's where the threatening kind of comes in, where I'm like, okay, Mason's going to go to kindergarten because he's at home reading. You're not reading. I don't want you to be back in pre-K again. So that's
Yeah,
the best I
yeah.
can.
Wow, wow. Well, the other thing that you've identified that I've also heard from other people is just this need to not only just a structure, but to just separate in your child's mind. No, Dad's home. That means we get to play. Yeah, it
Yeah,
did. It doesn't
yeah,
mean that now. And
yeah,
just because we're all home all day doesn't mean, yeah, we're just going to watch movies all the time. So trying to establish that, it's got to be really challenging.
yes, it definitely feels like one big long Saturday in our house all the time. Like,
I'm
if
going to
Dad's
write
home,
that down. One
it,
big long Saturday. I love it.
it's just one, because Saturdays are, go outside, play, go do stuff, be a family, watch movies,
Hmm.
stay up late, wake up late. Like, kind of hard to be like, okay, it's Monday, let's let's go,
Right.
when they're not going anywhere.
I hear ya. I hear ya. Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate your input, and I'm sure other parents are going to just resonate with what you said. I'm like, yes, I got it. One last question though before we go. You are a military spouse. Do you see any other challenges because of that?
Um, yes, because my husband is still going to work and they're not strict on social distancing. I mean, my husband had duty yesterday where he slept on a rack above 2 other guys. So there is no distance between them.
Yeah.
So as much as I am staying home and my kids are staying home and we're avoiding people as much as possible. I don't know what he's bringing home. And there's been a lot in the news lately about military and how they are in such tight quarters that they don't know, and they can't control what they do when they're not on duty. So I'm like, well, you might be bringing home like your own germs, but then you're also bringing home who you work with, and then those people that they hung out with the day before. So and then we have other neighbors who are still going to work every day. And I'm like, I know you want to go play with Nate, but I don't know what his dad brought home from work. I don't know. That's the hardest part. Is it's one thing if all four of us were quarantined, but Andrew's still the variable that's coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to be like, okay, I need you to come at the door, strip down, Lysol yourself, and let me clean it all. So I feel like sometimes my hard work of keeping us isolated may be ruined as soon as he walks through the door. But I'm sure there's other families out there that have the same problem.
Yeah, people with family members on the front lines in the medical profession.
Yes, and the Navy is still working. So he is going underway next week. He'll be gone for 5 days. And then there is no, Dad's home, let's play. It's, hey, Mom, can you be fun now? Like,
oh,
I'm just not the fun one, and that's totally fine. But they have that energy that I'm going to be like, Andrew, please, just come home.
Wow, I can just see the stress on your face.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for that. So, I would like to talk to you some more privately about maybe some things that we can do for military spouses. I mean, I grew up that way. I didn't have to raise kids that way, but I do understand the added stress of all of that. So let's talk privately, and maybe we can collaborate on some things that we can offer to other people.
Yeah.
So hang on, don't hang up, but let's say goodbye to everyone. Tori, thank you so much for your comments and for your raw testimony. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah.
And thank you for being on.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.